What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to do a what if video on Dragon Ball. Now, this is going to be my first what if video, but later down the line, once I get my computer fixed, then there will be edits, so watch out for that. Today we're going to do a what if video based on the Moro arc, where Goku masters Ultra Instinct, but only for a brief second after he goes against Moro. Feeling that urge of power all of a sudden contains and overwhelms his body, and then within the few seconds that he has left, Moro kills him. But instead of killing him, Goku is sleeping in he doesn't know what. And then once he opens his eyes, he thinks he's at Mount Paozu. Looking around, he says, "I'm a kid?" And afterwards, when he notices he's a kid, he immediately notices what's going on. Because Trunks said that this might happen due to him time traveling, but he didn't think it would happen to Goku. And Goku's like, "What is wrong with me? Why am I a kid again? Is this Moro's doing? How am I even alive? I should be in Otherworld talking to King Yemma." Whatever. Let's see if I can still go Super Saiyan. He goes Super Saiyan, but only with a 4%. But only his power level, it's low. His power level is 53. He's surprised, considering how weak he is. He says to himself, "Oh, so this is how it happened. I'm not going to waste this chance. Not again." He realizes what's going to happen, and he trains for the time, waiting for Bulma to come pick him up to get the Dragon Ball from him. But Goku keeps pretty much everything the same as much as he wants to. He really wants to tell Bulma everything, but he can't. He knows he can't, because if he does, he'll change the future. But he does know one thing. He's definitely going to try to save his brother, Raditz. It would definitely help the fight against Moro, he thinks to himself. After gathering up all the Dragon Balls, Goku says if it's possible for him to return to his own timeline. Shenron says, "It cannot be done. Your soul has vanished from that plane." And Goku is reminiscing about his past. Bulma didn't hear any of this. And then King Piccolo shows up and wishes for youth. Goku was so focused on Shenron for making his wish, he didn't notice Piccolo. After Piccolo's youth, Goku and him do a one-on-one fight. Goku having the advantage. He says, "I don't even need to turn Super Saiyan." He fights Piccolo one-on-one, evenly matched, but he figures, this is the only way for me to get stronger. If I use the time chamber, I could benefit for myself, but at what cost? I better keep everything the same in this timeline, so that way I can defeat Moro. During his time fighting with Piccolo, Piccolo notices something that Goku didn't even notice in himself. He's not holding back his punches, while Piccolo's going all out. Goku notices, oh, I could just end this right away, but I want to keep everything on track. So he goes for his fist, climbing it up, channeling his ki through his arm, and then he yells, "Dragon Fist." King Piccolo then ends up vomiting an egg. Goku knows where this is going, so he leaves everything the same. After that, Goku figures out that timeline should be back on track. Then he goes to the Tenkaichi Budokai, fighting with all of his past friends. He knows that Yamcha didn't do anything during the timeline, and he shouldn't be able to. So he wants to train Yamcha most of all, and tell him everything once he's strong enough. Once Goku tells Kami everything, Kami is dumbstruck, figuring out that Goku was from the future. Using his whatever you call it, his wisdom of a god or earth peacekeeper, he uses his energy to focus in on Goku's inner light. He finds nothing but his memories of his past life. Kami realizes this and quickly gets rid of that thought from his head. He doesn't want to figure out the future. He says, "It's Goku. Do not tell anyone about this. You hear me? If you change any one thing, it could ripple the effects of time." Goku says, "I already know that, which is why I only told you. Piccolo will know too, soon, but I'd wait a little bit." Goku says to himself, maybe I should ask Kami about the time chamber. But then he says to himself, no, I shouldn't. I'll wait. Training non-stop, day and night, on the lookout with Kami. And during this time, Goku feels a sense of gratitude towards Kami. Like, from all the way from before then. He says thank you, and he goes off to the Tenkaichi Budokai. Everything plays out similar, except for this fact. Piccolo Jr., or Piccolo, he's a bit stronger than in canon, but Goku's still way stronger. He doesn't want to turn Super Saiyan because he knows what he did with the Red Ribbon Army. He knows those little bots that Gero did, and that they gather up his energy. So he says to himself, maybe I should travel to the Kaioshin realm. They should be able to help me. I mean, but they don't know about Moro. But then I could ripple the effects in time. I'd rather just wait until Gohan's born. Playing out similar to the past timeline, Goku thinks that his power is too much for Earth right now. He says to himself, if I go to the Kaioshin realm, maybe I could do everything different this time. Not die against Raditz, have him help me against the Saiyans. We could be stronger against Moro. But Goku's thinking, saying, this would definitely work, but he's gonna need one hell of a convention to convince Raditz to join him. This is a time skip, by the way. Goku, you time skip 2 years till after Gohan's born. The year before Raditz arrives. And then Goku senses for his ki using instant transmission. He finds it on a remote planet with Vegeta and Nappa. But then he stops himself saying, I could change the timeline altogether, but I really don't want to change Vegeta's opinion of me, so I should probably just wait until Raditz lands on a different planet. He then transports to the Kaioshin realm, asking Supreme Kai and telling him that he's from the future. Supreme Kai nods and only says in disagreement, you can have this Potara, but I'm not sure it will do any good for you. He says, Goku, if you are from the future, is everyone gone? And Goku nods silently. He says, I don't know. I blacked out before I could even see anything. And Shin is obviously, no, Goku's lying, but he wants to keep the benefit of the doubt. Goku, using his instant transmission, travels to the planet that Raditz landed on, saving the people in the process. Goku tells Raditz, interacting with him, saying, turn off your damn scouter. And then Raditz senses a power level Raditz uses his scouter to figure out it's a power level of 3,000. So he knows that Goku's already stronger than him. He silently agrees, turning off the scouter. But little does Goku know that Frieza can still listen in, even if it's turned off. Goku tells Raditz that he knows what's going to happen. But before then, Raditz warns Goku not to say anything else, saying that my scouter probably could be still listened into if it's still on. Goku nods in agreement, and thinking of destroying the scouter, leaves it on, just taking care of the radio, throwing it far away where no one can hear him. Raditz tells Goku that, so, do we manage to beat Frieza in the future? Goku nods in silence. Kakarot, tell me, if this is all true, how come I've never even heard of you? Goku says to himself, here we go again. To prove to Raditz, Goku instantly transforms into a Super Saiyan, surprising him, shocking him completely. Goku's power level he was suppressing it with a 3,000 base. But little does Raditz know, his power level is almost 20 million. Combining that with Super Saiyan, with a mastered 150 times multiplier, it's insurmountable towards Raditz, making him feel fear for the first time after Vegeta. Talking to Goku, he says, good job, Kakarot. And Raditz says, do you think you could beat Frieza now? And Goku says, no, he's still too powerful for me. I've tried. Lying silently. Okay, here we go. Goku, then explaining to Raditz his entire situation. Raditz agrees to help, but only if he teaches him Super Saiyan. Raditz knows that he can unlock it, but Goku says, if only you use it for good. Only pure-hearted Saiyans are allowed to carry on that Super Saiyan way. If you use it for destruction, I will kill you. Raditz is frightened, but also kind of surprised that Kakarot grew up to be this sort of person. Using his instant transmission, Goku teleports Raditz to Earth with him. Raditz turns on the scouter again and then says, the Saiyans will be here in 3 years' time to avenge me. Vegeta figuring out that sounded a little fishy. Don't you think, Nappa? It was Raditz. He probably just died on some backwater planet. But if they're strong enough to kill him, they could be fun for us. Why not? Let's go, Vegeta. Going towards Earth in the 3-year time span. Goku and Raditz are in the time chamber, training. Not all they do. Goku says to Raditz, it's about time you unlock Super Saiyan and see the level beyond that. Goku then transforms into a Super Saiyan, maxing out all of his energy around him. And then he yells in a sparking light saying, this is Super Saiyan 2. Raditz is dumbfounded. Seeing by how much power Goku has, he believes that he could easily destroy Frieza. And Goku nods silently, saying that he could, basically. Alright guys, this is where I'm going to leave the chapter off here. This is Sleazy Boy, and I'll be back in the next one.